All right, all right. Hello and welcome. Good afternoon. This is the BFTAA and More Show with your host, Louis George Walker, coming to you live from the KUAW studios located in the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, 4510 East Linwood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri. And we are so glad that you could join us today. You're joining in on this show that is a product of the WEB Du Bois Learning Center and KUAW, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So we got together and we started this radio station called Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, KUAW for short. So that's what we are. We try to bring you some news, some information, a little bit of knowledge, and then help that you will use that as wisdom to develop things farther on in your life. We've got a lot of good things going on. We hope that you'll continue to listen to KUAW Radio. We also would like to let you know that if you'd like to market any product or your company or talk about what you do in the community, contact KUAW. We can help you with that, getting that information out, letting people know about your business, let them know about your organization, your company. Whatever it is that you're bringing to the community, we can help you get that out. We have sponsorships that'll let you broadcast at very reasonable costs. All we need is a small donation, and we can get the information out for you. You can give us a call at 816-599-6893. 816-599-6893 if you would like to advertise or sponsor on this show, or if you would like to make a donation to KUAW. You can also go to our website, which is kuaw.org. You can go there, find out about the station, see a calendar list of our shows. You can also see all the places that you can contact us at. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch. We're also on the audio versions of TuneIn, the TuneIn app, the Amazon smart speakers and Google smart speakers. Tell them to play KUAW, and you will pick us up there. You can also pick us up on Get Me Radio if you have Apple or Roku or Fire Stick, any of those. Search KUAW Radio. You can pick us up there. You can also pick us up on our online radio bot and mytuner.com. So there's a lot of ways that you can hear us. If you go into your Google and just type KUAW, you'll see a list of things, ways that you can contact and listen to this radio station. Our email is on our website. Also, our Twitter account, our Instagram account. You can get to us through that. You can send us messages a lot of ways. So stay tuned and stay in touch with KUAW Radio. Yes, and we're going to bring you some knowledge and information about things going on around the city today, things that our organization has planned for you. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what we see going on at NASA, because we do that every week. We try to give you stimulating information for you and for your family, for the young people in your family, for everybody, because this technology, this learning, this getting knowledge isn't for any one demographic. It isn't for one age group. It's for all of us, the whole family, mother, father, sister, brother, grandpa, grandma, everybody needs to learn about what's going on in the world and how they can use these new things that are coming out to improve their standard of living. Yes, there's a lot of growth still to be had with the new technologies that are coming out. So you want to be able to take advantage of them and use them for your health, for your entertainment, but for education, for a lot of things that you need to do. You need to be aware of that. I know a lot of people say they can do without a computer, but it's coming to where more and more you just have to have that computer. You have to have that smartphone. You have to have a tablet, things like that that can help you navigate around the city, around the world, anything that it is that you want to do. So, we're not saying that you should give up going outside and enjoying the outdoors, walking around, using your muscles and exercising, because you need to do that also to be a well-rounded human, to enjoy the arts, to see what's going on in nature. All of that is part of life, and technology is definitely a part of life also. It's been around since the beginning of time, and it's going to keep changing and keep accelerating as long as time is time. So let's get into it. What we've got today, one of the things that we have is what's going on this week at NASA. NASA is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and they are a big researcher. They do a lot of the things that get us some of the products that we have. They also have a lot to do with flight and space exploration and the research and development of new planes, new flying technologies, materials, and all that. So NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, puts out a lot of good information. They also have an interactive page and a page full of experiments and things that you can do that are available. So you want to check that out and check it out with your family, because there are a lot of things that you can do with things that you learn or that you can use at NASA. So without any further ado, we're going to go to see what's going on this week at NASA. Let's see if I can bring that up for you. Right here.
The Artemis II moon rocket is coming together, a high honor for some space explorers, and an intriguing find for the Webb Space Telescope. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. The core stage of the Space Launch System rocket for our Artemis II mission is coming together at our Michoud assembly facility. Teams recently added the engine section and will complete the stage by installing 4 RS-25 rocket engines. Artemis II will be the first Artemis flight around the moon and back with astronauts. During a March 23rd ceremony, the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum awarded its Michael Collins Trophy for Lifetime Achievement and for Current Achievement to former NASA astronaut Bill Anders and to the James Webb Space Telescope team, respectively. Anders took the famous Earthrise photograph on the Apollo 8 moon mission, and the recently deployed Webb telescope is already giving astronomers an increased understanding of the universe. The Webb Space Telescope has spotted a planet about 40 light-years from us with silicate cloud features in its swirling atmosphere. The telescope also detected water, methane, and carbon monoxide, as well as evidence of carbon dioxide. This is the largest number of molecules ever identified all at once on a planet outside our solar system. A new study using data from the recently retired Sophia Flying Observatory has resulted in the first detailed wide-area map of water distribution on the moon. The study provides hints about how water may be moving across the lunar surface near the moon's south pole, an important area of exploration for future Artemis missions. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/TWAM.
Information there. That was some great information, I tell you. The planet that they've spotted out there with water on it, with a lot of the other building blocks for life. So as they're looking at other planets, looking at things that may resemble Earth, or if they have life, or maybe could support life if anyone was to go there, those are the things that you're finding. And that telescope's looking a long way, because if you have any idea, they say 40 light years away. And 40 light years is a pretty good way, because if you think about light traveling at 186,000 miles a second, in 40 years, it's going to be a long, long way away. I don't even know if my calculator would have enough numbers for that. So that is an extremely distant body that they've saw up there, and then to be able to detect some of the elements that are actually there. That's what technology, that's what research and development, that's what we need to be more involved in as humans and in our community, of doing that research, of helping, of learning, of stretching what man can do, not only here on Earth, but all throughout the universe. It's a wide open field, and we ought to definitely be taking a part of it and seeing what else there is to be discovered. So it's a great thing. So NASA does that every week. Now, we're also keeping it a little closer to Earth. We have an episode this week, From Space to Ground, where they basically show you what's going on at the International Space Station that's going around the Earth right now in low orbit, and give you some updates of what's happening there. So let's go right now to Space to Ground.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Jaden Jennings. This week is all about science aboard the International Space Station. The Expedition 68 crew worked hard last weekend to unpack a special delivery of science, supplies, and even some fresh treats that arrived aboard the SpaceX CRS-27 Dragon. The astronauts aboard the orbiting laboratory jumped right into some of the biological experiments this week, including monoclonal antibodies, PCG2. For patients requiring time-consuming IV infusions like people with cancer, alternative delivery methods for medications can mean the difference between traveling to a clinic for lengthy treatments or going to their local doctor for a quick injection. This study crystallizes biotherapeutics in microgravity and analyzes the process development, including cost evaluation and efficiency. The microgravity environment of the ISS provides ideal conditions for growing high-quality crystals. Finding methods to crystallize complex biotherapeutics in a space environment may significantly reduce production costs, improve product quality, and enhance overall patient experience. Also this week, NASA astronaut Woody Hoberg installed the Tompopo 5 hardware and some samples onto the slide table in the GEM airlock. This JAXA investigation studies the origin, transportation, and survival of life in space and on extraterrestrial planets, such as Mars. Tompopo 5 follows 4 earlier experiments seeking insight into how organisms respond to space exposure. These investigations could inform strategies to protect other planets from contamination by humans and for returning samples from other planets safely to Earth. Results also may help support agricultural activities and planetary quarantine strategies for human activities on the Moon and Mars. And that's it for Space to Ground this week. You can keep up with all of the happening on station by following @ISS Research on Twitter for Space Station Science and @space_station for daily crew updates. We'll see you next time.
Wow, okay. So now there's even more research going on and stuff to be able to grow things in space, to see how they're going to find out how they can grow even on the moon. So that's going to be a thing for us as definitely to start going farther into space, doing more in space. We're going to have a way to sustain human life over long distances and where they may not be able to get supplies from Earth, that they'll have to have all that they're going to need while they're there, or they have to create it or grow it. And that's the thing that they're looking at doing there, is how can you grow. Also, a good piece of information they saw is how to go to some planets and not contaminate them or contaminate samples that you bring back. Because one of the things, like the planet you just saw earlier that's maybe 40 light years away, is that if it has all of those different molecules on it, is there life there? And if we were to go there, would we upset the balance? Would we bring in disease or contamination that could ruin whatever life is already forming on that planet there? And we'd have to make sure that we're conscious of that as we travel. I don't know if many of you have seen Avatar, but the first Avatar and Avatar, The Way of Water, but looking at the fact of how we would interact with life in other places. And it may not be sentient life or thinking animals or things like that, but even if it's just a biosphere, what's there, if it's undisturbed, how would it develop? And if man goes there, how could it change the development of it? And that's one of the things that you have to be careful of and mindful of. If those of you that are old Star Trek fans remember, there was always a prime directive that they couldn't interfere with life on other planets and stuff. You had to leave it alone. If they weren't as developed as you or whatever, you couldn't go in there and interfere and try to bring them up or let them know that there was another faster, more smarter life form around. So that was always a tricky thing for Captain Kirk and for the other Starfleet captains is to know how they could work within the realms of the Prime Directive. But we won't go deep into Star Trek right now, even though you can tell I'm a little Trekkie fan there. I'm a child of the 60s, and that was all very big for those of us that were into science fiction back then. But as we move on, that's a lot going on at NASA. Be sure and check out nasa.gov and what they were showing there, the space station, so you can see what's going on the space station on daily or weekly, monthly. Just kind of stay up on it. Let your kids search for things like that or show them those type of things that are on the web, and they may have an interest in it. They may want to go a little bit further. They may think that it's interesting, and that's what we want to stimulate here. We want to make sure that we keep kids looking at what else they can do. And it doesn't all have to involve technology. It can be a lot of other things. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about a little bit later here, just a little bit. But first, before we go off into that, let's look into what's going on in Kansas City and around Kansas City. Got some information here about the City of Fountains Foundations, and they're going to be celebrating 50 years of the City of Fountains as their Royals come out with their Bring Out the Blue. And you know that all the fountains around Kansas City get dyed blue when the Royals have their opening day. So the City of Fountains Foundation is celebrating 50 years and is partnering with the Royals Bring Out the Blue initiative to celebrate a beginning of Fountain Day, April 14th. Oh, that happens to be my birthday. All right. They can celebrate George Walker's birthday then, too. All right. So on April the 14th, one fountain will be dyed blue each month at the start of a Royals home game through September. So much like opening day for the Royals, the Fountain Day is a special occurrence that people look forward to every year, said Sarah Trouville, Executive Vice President, Chief Commercial and Community Impact Officer for the Kansas City Royals. That is why the Kansas City Royals are proud to be partnering with the Parks and Recreation and the City of Fountain Foundations for their 50th anniversary. We look forward to seeing several fountains around the city turn blue in partnership with our Bring Out the Blue slogan. So on April the 14th, that'll be opening day, they're going to turn the Mill Creek Fountain blue, the Mill Creek Fountain. Not exactly sure. They don't give you the addresses. I have to look that up later. But Mill Creek Fountain will be turned blue on April the 14th. On May the 2nd, the Women's Leadership Fountain. That's a new one on me also. The Women's Leadership Fountain will be turned blue on May the 2nd. On June the 2nd, the Children's Fountain will be turned on. And on July the 14th, the Northland Fountain will be turned on. On August the 11th, the Concourse Fountain will be turned blue. And on September the 15th, the Spirit of Freedom Fountain will be turned blue. So those are things that will be turned blue, fountains that you can see around the city. It'll be a big celebration each time. So instead of doing all of them on one day, they're going to be doing these all on different days on an opening day or on a home game of the Royals. So when the Royals are at home, they're going to have one of these fountains and turn blue. That's on April the 14th at Mill Creek Fountain. May the 2nd, the Women's Leadership Fountain. June 2nd, Children's Fountain. July the 14th, Northland Fountain. August the 11th, Concourse Fountain. And September the 15th, the Spirit of Freedom Fountain. It also says here that the Seahorse Fountain and the Waldo Water Tower will be lit blue on these days as well. There are two traditions that signify spring in Kansas City, fountains and baseball. And both of them are coming up, you guys, so springtime is here. Fountains and baseball are it. And so in honor of our 50th anniversary, the foundation is excited to partner with the Royals in a season-long celebration of both. Bring Out the Blue was created to bring Kansas City communities together to rally for the Royals on opening day and beyond. Every time the Royals come back home, we will be encouraging fans to bring out their hats, their jerseys, their T-shirts, and their flags in celebration of Kansas City's baseball team. It's rolling out the blue carpet and getting the city to show once again how there are no fans like the fans in Kansas City. So, about that foundation, the City of Fountains Foundation was founded in 1973 by Harold and Peggy Rice. The nonprofit organization raises funds and holds endowments for more than 25 fountains, sculptures, and monuments in the city, and partners with the Parks and Recreation to assist with major repairs and ongoing maintenance. So that's what's going on with the Kansas City Parks and Recreation, the City of Fountains Foundation, and the Kansas City Royals. So it's baseball season and things are getting ready to happen and happen in a big way. So that's what we want to stay abreast of. Well, as we keep going into this 45 minutes that I have here today, one of the other things that I ran across another article from the Education Week, it says that, and we're kind of around here in Kansas City, we're aware of the same thing that goes on. This is national, but it says after-school programs can't enroll as many students as before the pandemic, a survey says. So as districts work to catch up and re-engage students after pandemic-related closures, more than half of the country's after-school programs have wait lists of students they can't serve, largely due to rising costs and the inability to hire. So the survey of more than 7,400 centers conducted by the After School Alliance found that while 94% of the programs are open and operated, about a quarter can't serve as many students as they did before the COVID-19 pandemic. Finding workers, finding volunteers, which has always been hard, even for, definitely for an organization small like the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. But after the pandemic, it's even becoming harder to find people. And I want to let you know that our door is open if you would like to volunteer and help us. An overwhelming majority of providers, about 85%, are concerned about their ability to hire and retain staff. 66% said they are extremely concerned. The survey results are one more data point showing that while after-school programs and other academic recovery efforts aimed at extending students' learning time, something that's shown promise and effective strategy, have had difficulty catching on. I am hoping that this report will be a wake-up call, especially to some of the school districts that still haven't used all of their COVID recovery dollars, to think about the after-school and summer learning space. After School Alliance Executive Director Jody Grant said, "We've got 25 million kids whose parents want these programs. We need to do better." More than half of the providers said their weekly costs per child have increased, with about 39% saying they have grown by 11 to 25%. Those could include the cost of snacks and meals, transportation, and staffing. So the demand for our program is higher than it has been in the last 8+ years, and the number of the students enrolling with special needs are also high. That was from an unnamed after-school program provider in Massachusetts. So these needs, combined with a staffing market that is lacking teachers and most of our teaching positions being only part-time, makes it really hard. So that's the thing that's going on around the country and everywhere, is getting people in to work. And, you know, if it's hard to get people to work as paid part-time workers, you know how it is for us as dealing with volunteers. The Black Family Technology Awareness Association and KUAW Radio are part of a nonprofit organization. We are the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. And as that, we work off of volunteers. Everyone here is a volunteer. I'm a volunteer. A lot of the people that you see either on the shows or at some of our events are volunteers. So we are volunteers in the community to help the community, and we need your help. We need your help not just in funding, but we need bodies. We need some of you that are doing well in your fields, in your vocations, that have knack for technology, for science, or for just working with kids or teaching that have that, we need you to volunteer with us. We're open to all comers. We don't discriminate by any means on race, creed, sexual identity, none of that. What we do is we want somebody that has a heart and mind for working with young people. And we hope that more people here in Kansas City, more of the technology community would come out and volunteer. The National Society of Black Engineers had their conference here last week. There are a lot of young people who are becoming engineers or working hard in school. We want to keep that pipeline going in our community to get young people interested in engineering and science, technology, all of those career paths and even entrepreneur paths in those same fields. We've got kids in here on Saturday now learning how to fly drones. They can open up their own business as drone pilots. They can get licensed to fly drones, to get paid to do work, to do surveys, to do a lot of different things that you have to have a drone to do, because drones are cheaper than hiring a helicopter or anything like that to do surveys and stuff. So as we're working with these young people, as we're trying to get them prepared, we need more people out there to help us. We work with our robotics team. We had Lego robotics this year. We stopped our VEX team, but we're going to restart our VEX robotics again as we come into August. We're going to be looking for young people to get involved in VEX robotics, and we definitely need to have you to help us. So if you have an inclination that you might want to get involved and help out with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, give us a call. You can call the station here, 816-599-6893, or you can email us at BFTAA@sbcglobal.net. You can hit us up on Facebook, send us an instant message, any of those things that you want to reach out. Go to our website, BFTAA.org. BFTAA.org. On that page, there are all the ways you can contact us. Also on our KUAW page, we can use volunteers at KUAW. We have some young people that have come in now. They're learning the boards and they're learning to do. If you watch the Smart Money Show, which will be on at 7 o'clock tonight, 7 p.m., you won't get to see them because they're working behind the scenes, but that show is being run by some young volunteers that are working the boards, doing the controls, getting the show on the air. So that's what we want to do more of. If you'd like to help out, if you'd like to get your young people involved in helping out, get in touch with us here. We're open to all comers. We generally, most of our events or classes and programs, if we have a fee, it's very small, and that's usually just to cover snacks, T-shirts, things like that the kids may need, but it's not an expensive program, and we need more people to come and help out, to volunteer. So if you're an engineer, if you're a scientist, if you're a mathematician, or if you're a person that just likes to tinker with things, we'd like to have you stop in. Come by the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We're here on Saturdays while our kids are here. There's somebody here generally from about 10:30, 11 o'clock till 2:30 in the afternoon. So stop by and see what we're doing. Check a look at what we've got going on and see how it is that you can work with us to help improve and build upon this start that we have. We've got a lot of young people, a lot of good people that have come through here that have learned things and are moving forward, and we want to keep that going. Yes. So that's a little bit of my spiel for the organization. I'd like to get that out because we do need you to help us out around here. We also are going to be doing a fundraising drive. I have a birthday coming up, and on my birthday I usually have a fundraiser on Facebook through their birthday program, and it's usually to support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So I'll be putting up information on how you can do that in the month of April, which is coming right up. So we're going to kick that off, and we'll have a birthday fundraiser. My birthday is April the 14th, but we're going to start it on April the 1st, and we're going to run through the month of April raising funds for the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Thank you, and consider supporting this organization in any way that you can. All right. So now, on to the next thing that we have going on, and that is Remake Learning Days. Yes, you may have heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, let me tell you about it. Remake Learning Days. We're going to change the way kids are learning. We want to remake learning days, and this is for the maker in each and every one of us. So that's something that we've got coming up here. We're going to be having a Remake Learning Days event on May the 13th. But the events will be going on around the city starting May the 6th. So start checking out the websites, and we're going to be putting up some stuff. Let me see if I got something I can show you right now on that. Let's see. That's not it. Let's see if I thought I had some photos here. Where did I put them? I don't think that's it. Okay, you get things planned out and you think you got it going right, and it doesn't go right. I don't see what I did with my pictures. That's not it. Well, we'll have to bring a photo in here from the web, because we do have a little, yeah, we can bring it in over here. Let me get you this, just so as I'm talking about it, there'll be something going, or something that you can see to relate to. All right, here we go. There. Remake Learning Days, if you can see it. All right, Remake Learning Days is going to be going on right here in Kansas City starting May the 6th, and it's going to run through May the 15th. The Black Family Technology Awareness Association, working with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, will be having a Remake Learning Days robots and drones event outside here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center on May the 13th. So we want you to bring your kids. We're going to have hot dogs and chips and cookies. We're going to have hands-on activities, robots that the kids can run, different things like that that'll be part of the Learning Days. So we want you to come out to Remake Learning Days right here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. And that's the thing, because we're wanting to provide a way for our kids to learn and have fun in learning. You know, one of the things behind this, it says, how do we prepare kids to thrive in a world of constant change? And change is happening. Change is happening, you guys. We can't stop it. It's going to happen anyway. We don't want it to change. It don't matter. It's going to change anyway. But today's students must learn, how to be curious on how different topics intersect, and be confident in their inner creativity. That's what we're looking at. Remake Learning Days is one of the world's largest open house for hands-on learning, for youth, for families, for grandparents, and educators to discover creative ways of learning. We don't all learn the same way. We're going to remake Learning Days, let you learn in a new way. To help navigate all the events, below are different learning themes. So please note that the events may feature multiple learning themes. So when you come, we may have a lot of different things going on, not just in technology, but it's like the Maker Fair that used to be here in Kansas City in the summertime. It's what you want to do with your hands and learning. One of the things themes that may be featured here is arts. Arts features hands-on learning and expression through all kinds of art, including theater, dance, visual art, music, photography, all the arts. Another part of Remake Learning Days is making. It's about taking things apart and putting it back together. Tinker, build, and create with all kinds of materials. Try a 3D printer. Take apart a toy to see what's inside and then rebuild it. Or create a marshmallow tower. Or as we do sometimes, we do some gummy towers or some dots that you can use on things. Another theme is outdoor learning. It's about experiencing and learning about the natural world. How can we think about the environment, sustainability, and more by exploring our very own backyard? That's a theme that may be at one of the events, not at all the events that are going on around the city. And then science. Science is all about experimentation. Kids and adults can explore chemistry, biology, geography, and more. So how does our world work? What can we test and explore in the world around us? That's the things that they'll find out about science. And technology, which we really get involved in, the technology theme, gives kids the chance to explore their digital world. Want to try coding, build robots, learn circuitry? Look for technology events that help you discover new things. And then youth voice. Yes, the youth voice, and we're involved in that too. It's about youth leadership and amplifying youth voice. Youth have the ability to express themselves in so many ways, such as through audio, video, art, music, and more. Youth voice-related events highlight how youth express themselves in their own ways. So for traditional and non-traditional educators, so if you're a licensed teacher and stuff, or if you're a non-traditional educator, if you just like to do something and want to show it to other people, and non-credit professional development featuring STEM-inspired learning is offered by various organizations. So this is the thing that we have going on that's going on in Kansas City is the Remake Learning Days. And Black Family Technology Awareness Association is a part of Remake Learning Days. We will be holding an event, but there will be events going on all around the city. And if you want to find out more about it, go to your Google, your website, and put in Remake Learning Days KC. So that Kansas City one, because Remake Learning Days goes on not just in the United States, but even in foreign countries this year. And there are over 100 events so far, and I think they've even got more that are going to be going on right here in Kansas City, spread out all over the city, all over the region. Different schools, organizations, clubs are going to be doing things. If you would like to partner and be a part of the Remake Learning Days here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, you have something that you can set up. You want a table or a booth outdoors that you can demonstrate on, we'll be open to have you come in and join us for Remake Learning Days. So Remake Learning Days is going to be happening May the 13th right here. And if you'd like to get involved, if you have something you'd like to show or demonstrate, get in touch with us. And if you want to find out what's going on all around the city and all the organizations that are involved in Remake Learning Days, go to their website, Remake Learning Days KC, or contact us here at KUAW Radio, and we can find out for you. We'll be posting events up on our website and on our shows in our break times, and maybe even do a little commercial about it on our radio. So check it out. Check out what we're doing and get involved with Remake Learning Days. It's going to be fun. We want you to be here. If you know how to cook hot dogs, we can use your help. And who don't know how to cook hot dogs, okay? If you want to pass out some of the potato chips or cookies and things like that, we're going to be setting up. We want to have some fun. We want kids to learn, but we want them to have fun in learning. So if you have a display, if you have something that they can tinker with, that they can learn on, that's safe, that you can be around, bring it on out to Remake Learning Days right here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. Get in touch with us, though. Make sure that we know you're coming. We've got to check out your event ahead of time. And that's you can get in touch with us at 816-599-6893. You can also call us on 816-781-4050. So if you want to get in touch with us about being involved in this event going on in about 6 weeks, so you got some time to prepare, get ready for Remake Learning Days KC. It's on and it's going to be popping. So those are some of the things going on. Remember that this is an not an after school. We are an out of school science and technology program. We don't work right after school, but we work in the evenings and we work on the weekends, and we do some things in the summer. We're going to put together some robotic workshops that we can do in the summer. But if you want to get involved in that, be sure and get in touch with us right here, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association in Kansas City, Missouri. We've been around getting ready to celebrate 20 years of working with the families, with the youth, with the community of Kansas City. February this year of 2023 will be our 20th year of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So we've come a long way, and there's still a lot more to be done. So keep hanging in there with us, Kansas City. We appreciate you. We appreciate those that have been longtime supporters of the organization. We appreciate those people that donate through payroll deduction on their jobs. All those ways that you help us out, we are appreciative of it, and we thank you so very much. So continue to support the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and get out with your kids and do some science, do some technology. Take them to the zoo, take them to the museums, the planetarium, to Science City. Just get involved with technology and have fun with it, and encourage our young people so that they can do more. And for those of you that may be a little past young people, if you want to learn how to use a computer, or if you get troubled with your cell phone and things like that, we're having classes on that'll be starting up again also. So just get in touch with us. There's always something better, something new happening right here. So thank you for listening. This is the BFTAA and More Show. I am your host, Louis George Walker. Our next live production will be coming up at 7 p.m. Smart Money. Valencia Brodas and the whole Smart Money team will be on talking about inflation, how to save money when investing, how to buy houses and real estate, just a lot of things about being smart with your money. So stay tuned. Be sure and come back on all our channels that you're listening to on now, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. On the audio side, you can listen in your car. Just go to TuneIn and play KUAW or whatever your broadcast site is. Search and see if you can find KUAW. If we're not there, let us know, and we'll see if we can't get on there. So any of the ways that you get streaming, see if you can find KUAW, and if you can't, tell us about it, and we'll see about getting on there. All right, that's all I have for today. I'll see you next week for the BFTAA and More Show. This is your host, Louis George Walker, signing off. Bye-bye, and so long.